welcome to Vlogmas Day 21, and it's literally the first official day of winter. December 21st, it's officially winter, and I can't wait for it to be over. Anyway, so you've probably seen from the title of this video, you're like, oh no, what is she about to talk about? But, you know, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a long time because I think there are a lot of stereotypes and a lot of connotations and not always super positive ones when you think of people with hearing disabilities and people being hearing impaired and stuff like that. My fear in using those words and kind of describing myself as a hearing impaired person is that people are going to stereotype me into being like this non-functional human being. I think a lot of the time when you just use the word disability, people think that you're not functional and people think that you're not a normal human being. People always assume that just because you have one thing that's wrong with you, one problem or multiple problems, that you're not normal and you're not like the rest of the people. I think growing up, I've really had to work harder forming social connections because it's something that I don't talk about with anyone, about some of the struggles that I've faced and some of the ways that people like treat me because I have a disability and because I might not be able to hear things and stuff. People just assume that you're not normal and that you're weird and that you're just not as good as everyone else, so you have to work super hard to be recognized as a normal person. It especially sucks like when you're in high school. Nobody wants to be the outcast, nobody wants to be like, oh, that person, you know what I mean? Like, you have to work super hard to just get yourself to be like considered normal, and I hate it because yes, people with disabilities are normal. Like, you don't look at someone who wears glasses and you're like, oh, like they're below me. You look at people with glasses, a lot of people are like, oh my god, they're so smart, you know what I mean? Like, stereotyping people because they say they have a disability, I'll never like understand that because you have no idea like what it is, what the extent of it is. That's usually what happens when I tell people that I'm like hearing impaired or stuff. They start looking at me like a different way, and it's just like really weird because I don't know. Let me know if you've gone through the same like problem with stereotyping in the past. I think it is absolutely ridiculous, and I think it's the same thing with like any drastic change in your life. Like, people make videos about losing a ton of weight all the time, like how people treat them differently after and how it's ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like, every single time like you use a descriptive word about yourself that's not in the social standards of normal, people just treat you like you're weird and like you're completely different, and it's just, I don't know, it's just mind-blowing to me. I'm here to say people with disabilities are completely like normal. Like, I don't know why I feel like I have to say this in a video. Like, it seems completely like stupid and obvious saying this out loud to myself. But, oh, I don't know. But it's true, though. People who are completely normal don't have a ton of health problems, any, like, visible disability like that. Like, they have a lot easier because they don't feel like they have to prove themselves, and if they do, then it's like more superficial terms, I feel like. So they have it a lot easier when it comes to school and making friends and all that stuff. But people who have more outward differences, they just have to work really hard to just be like accepted and recognized by people, and I think it's sucks. But yeah, if you're going through something like this where you feel like you're being looked at or treated differently, then, you know, maybe just address it with the people who you hang around with, or maybe just have this like self-knowledge and just know that you are completely okay and fine, and our differences are not who we are. It just makes us stick out from the rest of the crowd, and you can use that to your advantage. Honestly, I would not want to be any other person. When I was growing up, I used to compare myself to literally every other person, be like, oh, I wish I was like her, I wish I was like her, I wish I had his grades, blah 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 blah. Like, now, like, when I think about it, all the things that made me like completely different, and even my hearing disability, I'm glad that I have gone through it because it had changed my perspective on so many things. I just feel like I am so much wiser than my years because I have faced a lot of struggles and a lot of hardship in my life, and I think it just made me a stronger person. So just remember that it's so cliche when people say that like things like this make you stronger, but it really does. And honestly, if you look at anyone like super famous or super inspirational in society, they've all had like some struggle and they all have something different about them. Don't worry about that. Everyone is normal. Like, you're fine. There is no normal. I'm getting so off topic here, but anyway guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. Do you like this sweater? Oh my god, I got so many compliments on it at school, and yeah, I love you guys the most, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.